morning, Chalice. Please join in our welcoming song. You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from. You are welcome here. You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from. You are welcome here. This is a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love. You are welcome here. Yes, it's a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love. You are welcome here. Y ahora en español. Bienvenido aquí. Yo quiero que vayas tú. Yo quiero que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí. Bienvenido aquí. Yo quiero que vayas tú. Yo quiero que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí a este lugar de amor. Sueños de ilusión a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí, sí, a este lugar de amor. Sueños de ilusión a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí.
Good morning. Welcome, Unitarian Universalist congregation. We are a community of varied beliefs and experiences, fostering a liberal religious spirit and coming together with a shared wish to grow in love and service. No matter who you are, who you love, or whatever your life's path, you are welcome here. Whether you gather with us every Sunday, once or twice a year, or are joining us for the first time this morning, we are glad to see you. I'm June Bailey, the worship associate today. Our service is being led by our minister, Reverend Sharon Wylie. Our worship musician this morning is John Schultz. And our song leader is Sarah Shepard. Our sound and video engineer is Jake Diock, and our greeter today is Ralph Peters. Welcome to our Sunday service. Welcome to those of you here in the chapel and those of you joining us on Zoom. We welcome children in our community. During our Sunday service, our religious education volunteers provide programs for children and youth from kindergarten through high school. Please talk with our Director of Family Ministries, Kathleen Swift, to learn more about our programs for children and youth. Childcare for our youngest children is always available during services. For those of us who are in the chapel, if you are sitting in a row that is not completely full, please consider moving towards the walls so that we leave room in the aisles for congregants who may come in a little late. We want it to be easy to find seats in our chapel. Also, as a reminder, please feel free to wear masks or to step outside as needed for your comfort. There are speakers outside. You'll be able to hear what is happening inside while you're outside in the courtyard. We're always happy to welcome newcomers. If you are new and you want to stay connected with what's happening here at Chalice, you can learn about our groups and activities through our weekly email update and monthly newsletter. Online guests will receive an invitation to join our mailing list after the service. And in-person congregants, if you haven't already, please visit the welcome table before you leave and provide your name and an email on our clipboard. Now, let's take a breath together. Into worship. We acknowledge Indigenous peoples with these words from Richard Wagames of the Ojibwe Wabaseemoong First Nation and author of One Drum, Stories and Ceremonies for a Planet. This is how you change the world. the smallest circles first. That humble energy, the kind that says, I will do what I can right now in my own small way, creates a ripple effect on the world. Now we light our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. I'd like to invite Jeff Hunter to light our chalice this morning. Our chalice lighting words come from UU worship leader Elena Westbrook. In a world ravaged by violence, by hatred, by conflicts that seem eternal and insoluble, sometimes the only thing we can do is be still for a moment, to remind ourselves what is real. The sun that rose this morning, the dirt under our feet, the air whispering in and out of our lungs. This hour, try just to be present in each moment as it unfolds. Your simple attention is what makes these moments holy.
The words of our call to worship. You whose hearts are broken, come in. You whom pain has touched, and sorrow and shock. You who have cried this week and read the news with sadness. You whom loss has shadowed, you who grieve, come in, come in. You with hearts open to joy and hope, come in. You whom love has touched and friendship and wonder. You who have laughed this week and felt gratitude for life's many blessings. You to whom gifts are given in abundance, you who rejoice, come in, come in. All our hearts are broken and open. All of us here grieve and rejoice. This is our place, and this is our hour to gather and sing and cry and laugh. Come in. Let us worship together.
The hymn of the month for May is 1029 in the Teal hymnal, Love Knocks and Waits for Us to Hear. We're singing this hymn every Sunday this month to get more familiar with it and be more comfortable singing it. Please rise and body your spirit to sing together. Please be seated.
Our Sunday worship is the shared spiritual practice of our community, and we tend to the congregation during this time by sharing and honoring our joys and sorrows. Here in the chapel, we welcome you to write your joy or sorrow onto a candle card, which will be collected from you. Online, please write your joy or sorrow, including your name, into the chat box. These joys and sorrows will be spoken out loud, and then we will remove this part of the service from the recording that goes onto our YouTube channel, so this sharing won't be publicly available online. If you would like to send Reverend Sharon a confidential note about your joy or sorrow, or to make a prayer request, please email her. Her email address will be on the screen in a moment. Please enjoy some music while you write down what you would like to share, so that in the sharing, your burden is lessened and your joy is multiplied.
We will light our first candles this morning for the lives lost in Monday's violence at the Islamic Center of San Diego. 5 lives lost to hate. Amin Abdullah, Mansour Kaziha, Nadir Awad, Kane Clark, yeah. Now we light a pillar candle for all the joys and sorrows in the room and in our community that may go unshared and unspoken this morning. These two are held in the love and support of our community. In just a few minutes, the children will leave for classes. Our upper elementary kids will be building bridges this morning. Younger kids will be creating a jetpack for Amelia Pigheart. And the youth group will be watching a Twilight Zone episode. If you have questions, I think Kathleen would be happy to answer them. And our youth group will be watching a Twilight Zone episode. So now, first we'll have the story. Have you heard of the story, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie? Yeah. Yes. This story is called If You Give a Mouse an iPhone. So come on up.
If You Give a Mouse an iPhone, A Cautionary Tale by Android, author of Goodnight iPad.
Can I have some nail scissors and a mirror and a broom?
Not right now.
And a mop.
Look, do you see how busy I am?
Crayons and a pen and some paper and
If
tape.
you give a mouse an iPhone, I'll tell you what, if you leave me alone for 10 minutes, I'll let you play on my phone.
Oh, boy!
He's not going to ask for a cookie or a glass of milk or anything at all, but just for 10 minutes.
Oh, boy!
In fact, he won't hear a word you say. Okay, Applesauce, I'm all done now and I've got a big surprise. Time to put that away. Applesauce? And if he doesn't hear a word you say, he won't know you're taking him on a special trip. Applesauce! He'll miss out on all the kettle corn and funnel cake and ice cream and corn dogs and cheese fries, and he won't even realize he's on the Kathmandu coaster. Applesauce? And if he doesn't realize he's on the Kathmandu coaster, he won't remember to buckle a seatbelt, and he'll probably take a little ride of his own. And chances are, if he takes a little ride of his own, he'll accidentally open all the cages. But he won't have the slightest idea what's happening. Applesauce? And if he doesn't know what's happening, he won't watch where he's going. Look out! And he'll probably march right out of the wild animal amusement park. Applesauce! And straight into the sea. Watch out for the cliff! And if he falls into the sea, chances are end up on some distant island.
Is that Minecraft?
Can I try? So you'll have to get a boat. And you'll probably have to camp out for the night since it will be too late to paddle home. You know that this much screen time can't be good for you, right? Then about the time you run out of energy, the phone battery will too. And when the battery runs out, he'll totally freak. No! And when he totally freaks, he'll probably beg you for a charger.
Please, 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 please.
Chances are, if he begs you for a charger, you'll point out that you are on a remote island without any outlets. See?
Oh, yeah, cool.
And pretty soon, he'll forget all about the charger
Got any graham crackers?
and the iPhone to go with it.
By the way, how'd we get here?
As the children leave for their classes, we join in singing. We hold you in our love as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go.
first read the news about the shooting at the mosque on Monday in a Facebook post from the mosque's imam, Taha Hussein. He's one of my Facebook friends, as we are both clergy here in San Diego, and I know him well. I have attended events at the Islamic Center, spoken on interfaith panels with him, and broken the fast of Ramadan with him. He wrote, "Thank you all for checking in. My family and I are safe at this moment. The Islamic Center of San Diego is closed for the rest of the day. There are a few casualties, unfortunately. Your prayers are needed." I could guess what had happened even before finding a news report. The only questions were who had been hurt, how many, and eventually, how many had died. I felt that urgency I so often do when the news is bad, that desire to understand exactly what has happened as quickly as possible. I got onto social media and was reading guesses about what had happened and how many people had been hurt. And I recognized in myself that yearning to know everything, even though it was impossible to fully know anything yet. Advice I have given others in moments like this is to step away from the internet, understanding that reliable information will take time to emerge. And in fact, the more time passes, the more accurate the information becomes. We will understand more about what happened Monday and the events that led up to it a month from now and 2 months from now, more than we do today. So I got off the internet and I sat on my patio and I cried for a while. I felt blessed by the sunshine and the breeze moving through the shrubs. In that moment, what helped was not more information, but being physically present to the world around me. You will see sometimes on social media the admonition to go touch grass. It's meant to be a bit of an insult, suggesting you've lost touch with reality and need to get off the internet, but it is actually great advice. We do indeed need to get off the internet at times and go touch grass. Like so many of us, I was relieved to learn eventually when reliable news came, relieved to learn that the children were safe. And I was deeply moved to learn more about the men who died protecting them. The violence and its aftermath points to both the best and the worst that the internet has to offer. From what we know currently, the two teenage perpetrators appear to have met each other online and to have been radicalized online, steeped in white supremacist ideologies. The San Diego Union Tribune has reported that it appears the pair live-streamed the attack and their own deaths, and that the videos circulated widely online. That is some of the very worst of the internet. But we can also bear witness to the best. Quick communications about where parents could find their children, rapidly organized gatherings of support and solidarity, and a prayer service for the three men live-streamed and viewed by over 16,000 people, while over 5,000 people attended in person. More than $1 million has been raised already to support the families of the three victims and others impacted by the shootings. The best and worst of the internet is the best and worst of humanity. This morning's service, of course planned months ago, is part of a series on wrestling with digital distraction, a series exploring what our devices are doing to our attention, our relationships, and our lives. This is the 9th service in a series of 10. I plan to talk this morning about how we need to get off the internet and spend more time with actual people. What happened this week only underscores that message in a way I would not have chosen, but cannot ignore. We need to get off the internet and spend more time with actual people. The best thing I did this week to take care of myself was to go for a walk with my next door neighbor. She invites me along sometimes when she's walking her dog. And we visit other neighbors during this walk, especially other neighbors with dogs, but also neighbors just walking around or working in their yards. And you heard Julie Ben's story of her husband walking the dogs and meeting the neighbors you would imagine you had nothing in common with, but finding that in spite of appearances, they were kind and loving, and they had common ground outside of politics. I mentioned to a congregant that I've been going on these walks with my neighbor and was asked how we got started. My secret is that I put a note in the holiday card I gave my neighbor saying, "Let me know if you want to go for a walk sometime," and included my phone number. I share that because although there are certainly things we can do in our lives to make new friends, there are even easier things we can do to strengthen relationships we already have. Think of relatives you've fallen out of touch with or friends you don't see that often. Think of neighbors you see in passing but rarely stop to talk with. These are all people you could spend time and energy getting to know better. If we agree that much of what we do online is a distraction, then one of the key questions we must answer is, what is it distracting us from? What will we do with our time if we start to spend less of it online? You will need a plan, even if part of that plan is letting yourself be bored or just spend more time on your patio staring at plants and trees. Read a book, listen to music, walk the dog with your neighbor. We may intuitively feel that it's a good idea to get off the internet, but there is also scientific support for doing so. There is growing evidence that heavy smartphone and social media use negatively affects attention, mood, sleep, and overall cognitive function, and that even a short digital detox may improve those problems significantly. Phones appear especially disruptive, more than other devices, because phones encourage constant, fragmented attention. Phones interrupt conversations, walks, meals, movies, and other activities, reducing both focus and enjoyment. One Harvard Medical School study found that participants who reduced smartphone use for 1 week reported lower anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Another recent study involved 467 adults who installed an app that blocks internet access on their phones, and they did so for 2 weeks. They could still text and make calls, but their phones functioned more like older phones. Dumb phones, not smartphones. The improvement in sustained attention was about the same magnitude as 10 years of age-related decline. So there was an improvement that felt like 10 years improvement, researchers noted, and the effect of the intervention on depression symptoms was larger than antidepressants and similar to that of cognitive behavioral therapy. So I want to lift up that, especially if the news is like it's been this week, which it isn't always so close to home, but these issues of our attention and depression and ability to sleep, these are more important than they've ever been because the news comes like waves, and we're trying to sustain ourselves and cultivate our resiliency. And so understanding that being online diminishes our capacity to cope, I think is important. So in other words, stepping back from constant digital input does not just feel better, it measurably improves our mental and emotional well-being. The takeaway is that heavy compulsive smartphone use may impair attention and well-being, and reducing use can produce noticeable mental benefits fairly quickly. So my invitation to you this morning, maybe especially at a time when it's not clear, there's nothing we can do in this room today that will heal the world and make everything all better for everyone. The question we're always asking is, what can we do? What can we do? And taking care of ourselves is actually an important thing we can do to be resilient, to keep lifting ourselves up, our friends, our family, our neighbors, to get through these times together. So my invitation is for you to find one full day to be off your most distracting device as much as you can. So right now, I'm encouraging you to try this once, but over time you might consider building up to doing this more regularly, perhaps one day each week when you step away from that device. For many folks, the troubling device is the smartphone. For some folks, it could be the TV or another device. For me, the distracting device is my iPad, my beloved iPad. If I want to stay off it, I have to move it out of the place where I usually keep it. So I can't fall into my habit of picking it up when I sit down in that spot. My prediction is that trying this, or my observation about myself, is that trying this is both startling and tricky. Startling because you may be surprised by how lost you feel without your device. Tricky, and that you might just turn on a different device and use that one instead. So if you give this a try, be gentle with yourself. It will not transform your life overnight. Breaking habits is hard. Building up different habits is also hard. I suggest having a plan. Remember, the average American, may not be you, but the average American spends roughly 4.5 to 5 hours on their phone a day, according to surveys. So that's according to people's self-reporting, about their use. So if you step away from your device, you may suddenly find yourself with several extra hours. And what will you do with that time? Some ideas already mentioned. Spend time on your patio, staring at plants and trees. Read a book. Listen to music. Get to know your neighbors. Sit with someone and have an unhurried conversation. Be present to the life that is already around you. And maybe that is the deeper invitation. Not just to spend less time on our devices, but to return to our lives, return to our bodies, to the people in front of us and around us, to the places we actually inhabit. In a week marked by violence and grief, what mattered most was not what I could learn online, but who I could be with and where I could place my attention. The internet will always offer us more to consume, more to react to, more to fear. But our lives are happening here, in the cloudy day, in our neighborhoods, in our conversations with each other, in our care for one another. So step away, even for a day, not as a rejection of the world, but as a way of returning to it. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be.
Please rise and body your spirit to sing together the hymn, Do Not Be Daunted, from our virtual hymnal. Grief. Do not be daunted by the enormity
The Sunday offering is an expression of the generosity that makes our congregational life possible. Poet Maya Angelou writes, "I have found that among its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver." We encourage you to text your donation to Chalice. If you haven't texted a donation before, once you text the amount, you'll get a reply with a link to enter your card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be a part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations is on screen now, and if you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, there are envelopes and a donation box to the left of the chapel double doors. You can leave those donations after the service. Please join in affirming the spirit of generosity that guides our communal life. At Chalice UU congregation, our mission is to act to promote UU principles in ourselves and in the wider world. Please give generously.
Sometimes what helps me when tougher times is concentrating on those close to me and showering those I love with love. What also helps me is Jake acting as my percussionist. You can play the game, you can act out the part, even though it wasn't written for you. But tell me how you gonna stand there with a broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. One thing can lead to another, it doesn't take any sacrifice. Father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, you just don't think twice. Help me out. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about that squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Much better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love. Let me hear you. Come on. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. They say in every life, keep going. Love with love. Show them the way that you feel. A little louder now. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out better if you hold
Will you join me in the spirit of prayer? These words come from the Reverend Vanessa Titang, her prayer for being human amidst tragedy. We do not choose when tragedy occurs, nor where, nor what feelings are brought to the surface as we handle this challenge. In this heartbreak, what we carry forth is our humanity in newly revealed form, our hearts tender and delicate. Within this complex, hard time, may your heart be cradled in the balance to strengthen and resolve, and hold fast to the seed of tenderness that allows for the experience of love. May you be comforted in being human, while knowing in its very essence, being human is exceedingly hard. Know that you are not alone. Let us heal and balance together. May you find solace here in the collective human experience and regeneration of affection. May community hold, tend, and comfort you in love. Blessed be, and amen.
Please rise and body your spirit to sing together the hymn, This Boat, from our virtual hymnal. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, put on. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. We all know hardship. We all know pain, but nothing measured means nothing great, and every rainbow means the rain. You're not alone, try again. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, put it on. This boat will carry us to the farthest shore. Even if you've been tempest-tossed, even if you feel that all is lost, you've heard the thunder roll. How to look at heaven's door. If you're sinking like a stone, this boat will carry you home. This boat is steady, this boat is sure. When you're ready, climb aboard. When you're ready, be seated.
Our closing words come from Reverend J.E. Abernathy, Jr. Let us be humble, for the worst in the world is of the same stuff as we are. Let us be confident, for we too are composed of the same stuff as the stars. Love and blessings to each of you, and you are invited to close our time together by singing the well. And after our closing hymn, please return to your seats for some announcements.
Drink from the well together, cool, cool water that quenches my thirst, a thirst for justice, thirst for joy, thirst for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. We drink from the well together. Hand in hand we are standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, stand for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the world outside, spirits renewed from within. Look for the dream in each other's eyes, dark where a new life begins. Yes, we drink from the well together, heart to heart we are dancing as one, dancing for justice, dancing for joy, dance for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
Good morning. Chalice's annual music service is a time when the congregation celebrates the power of music and honors the many talented singers and instrumentalists who enrich our congregational life. This year's music service, We Are the Music Makers, will take place on Sunday, June 7th. There will be 2 services on June 7th, at 9 a.m. and at 11 a.m. The additional service is only for June 7th. Okay, so just for planning purposes, can we get a show of hands of how many people will come to the 10 o'clock service on June 7th? None, 0. Good. You guys were paying so much attention. I really appreciate it. Remember, 9 a.m., 11 a.m. on June 7th. This year's music service will celebrate UU composers, songwriters, poets, and lyricists who have created the soundtrack of our movement for the last 100 years. This service will feature the Chancel Choir, Handchime Ensemble, Unity Groove, Grunion Run, the world premiere of a brand new song by John Schultz and David Peel, and some very special surprises that I can't even tell you about because they are so top secret. We hope to see you on June 7th at 9 a.m. and or 11 a.m. Thank you. And both services will be live streamed on Zoom.
Follow-up announcement has nothing to do with music. Next weekend, come to Camp de Benneville Pines for Family Camp. The dates are May 29th to the 31st, and it's a great place to spend time in nature with like-minded friends. Camp de Benneville Pines is a UU camp located in the San Bernardino Mountains. Talk to Kathleen Swift for more information. And our social hour will begin in a few moments here online at the same Zoom link and in person on the courtyard. And if you are here in person and you'd like to say hello to our online congregants, you can take your refreshments into the green room to spend a little time with them. Reverend Sharon and I look forward to greeting you at the chapel double doors to see how the service was meaningful to you. May you have a reasonable day.